Okay, thank you. You may proceed. I understand you may have a victim impact statement this morning.
Yes, I was just trying to say that I feel like this is right because every time she put her hands on me, I feel like I can't do nothing about it or even call the cops because I'm always getting in trouble. But since I did the right thing and threw my hands up and let the cops get there, I feel like that's the right thing to do because I didn't do nothing to her. She just came over on tip and I was just trying to see my son, but she came over there on tip, so that's her consequences. I didn't do nothing wrong to her. I'm sorry that happened, but you know.
Welcome to today's courtroom session with Judge Washington, where a domestic disturbance has brought an unusual twist. In a role reversal from the norm, the male in this situation has called the authorities on the mother of his child, leading her to be the defendant in a case with potentially serious consequences. The woman is facing the prospect of 93 days in jail, and Judge Washington now holds the responsibility of evaluating the circumstances and delivering a fair ruling. It's a scenario that challenges the usual perceptions in cases of domestic disputes, and today, the judge will have to consider the facts and circumstances with keen eyes and ears. Will the judge's ruling ensure justice is served equally regardless of gender? Stay tuned to witness the unfolding of this unique and interesting case.
Good morning, Your Honor. Marcia Creature on behalf of Ms. Banks. Ms. Banks, can you please unmute and state your name, please?
Here, Banks.
Good morning, Ms. Banks.
Good morning.
All right, Ms. Crater.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, we're here
Good
for
morning.
sentencing today. Have you had an opportunity to review the report with your client?
I have, Your Honor, and we have no deletions to the narrative. I would like to make a brief request regarding the recommendations.
You may proceed.
Your Honor, my client is a single parent who currently is employed at Tim Hortons, and she's also going to school. And we would request, as far as any fines and costs, that the court take that into consideration when it imposes sentencing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. McDuffie?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is another case similar to one that we had last week where the defendant has been on the other side of this situation. I think a lot more often than what this situation appears to be. So I appreciate probation's recommendation to that same recovery technology program that we discussed earlier. I think it's very appropriate in this case. I don't have any objections to the recommendation. I do see that we got a violation report though, just Friday. And I know that we had discussed, I think, the THC issue last time, so I'm just not sure where we are with that. That's my only concern at this point.
Last time we were discussing the fact that she was failing to test in November. I don't know if we discussed it at the December date.
Oh, it may have been it was on November 6th where she was arraigned on a bond violation that has THC and failing to test as well. And she had discussed some edibles and some things like that. And but that was back in November. So I was just a little concerned that that's still an issue.
Thank you. Ms. Crater, do you want to address the bond issue and how she's still testing positive for THC since this case began way back?
Well, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yes, I have. First of all, I've gone over the requirements with my client relative to she cannot use THC until if there is an order of the court. She's explained to me that she's willing to admit to the use of THC, but she also believes that the court should see her levels decreasing. She indicates it's been a while since she has used THC. So, there's no other violations pending. If you look at the violation report, since November 6th, she has missed one test on November 7th, but has been at least compliant with testing that way.
Ms. Crater, one moment, please.
Yes.
All right, we have a problem with, we're not recording. So we need to
Okay.
pause until we can get this fixed. One moment, please.
Sure. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to mute myself then. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pritchard. As to the bond conditions,
Your Honor, I have reviewed the bond condition with my client and reemphasized the fact that she cannot use any kind of marijuana, medical.
thank you. Ms. Banks, is there something you'd like to say this morning?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Ms. Wilson just sent me a message that the victim wanted to make a statement. I don't see him on, though, so I'll just ask, if Mr. Armani Carroll is present, please identify yourself.
Hello.
Mr. Dye, please make sure you remain muted, sir. Mr. Armani Cairo. Sir, you need to have on a shirt. Does.
Oh, I have a shirt on.
Okay, thank you. You may proceed. I understand you may have a victim impact statement this morning.
Yes, I was just trying to say that I feel like this is right because every time she put her hands on me, I feel like I can't do nothing about it or even call the cops because I'm always getting in trouble. But since I did the right thing and threw my hands up and let the cops get there, I feel like that's the right thing to do because I didn't do nothing to her. She just came over her own tip and I was just trying to see my son, but she came over her own tip, so that's her consequences. I didn't do nothing wrong to her. I'm sorry that happened, but you know. But I was hit and I was violated and I wasn't outside at the time, but I didn't do nothing to her. And I don't know why she put her hands on me.
Anything else, sir?
That'd be it, Miss Washington.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cairo.
You're welcome.
Ms. Pritchard, anything from you?
Nothing further from defense counsel, Your Honor.
Anything else from the people?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cairo, if you could mute your device, please.
Yeah.
All right, now, I'm going to follow the recommendation of the probation department. I did read your statement in here, and the police statement and your statement aren't quite the same, and they were there, and what the particular event is what their police report indicates. I agree with the prosecutor that the programming that has been set up is probably the most appropriate given this particular scenario. It is the sentence of the court that you serve 93 days in Washington County Jail, credit for 3 days served. 90 days are suspended, meaning that if you do everything you're supposed to do, then you don't have to do any additional jail time. 18 months of probation, fines and court costs in this particular case for a total of $425. $300 bond will be applied. And you're to meet with probation when and where directed, including any and all home visits, weekly phone reports, and probation group meetings. You're to attend and complete the assessment with Recovery Technology LLS, the Batterers Intervention Program, and complete all programs that they recommend and provide verification of completion of those programs to the probation department. Continue with their current counseling and provide proof of attendance and sign a release of information. You're restricted from having any alcoholic beverages in the home. You're to pay it and be responsible for random drug and alcohol tests. Provide monthly verification of compliance of any and all conditions of this probation to the probation department. You're to attend court reviews as ordered by the court and provide proof of compliance and make earnest efforts to maintain legitimate employment. You are restrained from harassing, stalking, threatening, or otherwise engaging in any conduct that would place Armani Cairo in reasonable fear of bodily injury. There's no assaultive or threatening behavior towards Armani or anyone else. No contact with Mr. Cairo except for the child visitation. No going to his place of residence or employment. except for child visitation. No use or possession of alcohol, marijuana, illegal drugs, or drug paraphernalia, firearms, firearm components, ammunition, or other dangerous weapons, and no being in the presence of anyone having either of those. We'll do a review in this case in 60 days. Your sentence is under 769.4A, which means if you do everything you're supposed to do, then you will not have this on your record. Okay?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
review date will be on March 11th, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m. It's on Zoom. I'll see you back here then. Okay, ma'am?
Okay. Thank you so much.
All comments, viewpoints, interpretations, and insights expressed in this video are for education and entertainment purposes. All individuals featured in the video are to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Please do not attempt to contact, locate, or engage with any individuals featured in the video.